Good evening to class members. Madam Doyin, please can you confirm that you can hear me?
Good
Good
evening, ma.
evening.
Yes, ma. I
Hello.
can hear you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. So good evening to class members. It's good to meet Mr. Ihaho and Madam Doyin in class. Then before we just started now, Mr. Ekundai also joined us. That's great. So thank you for being in class. We're expecting others to join as we move on. But then I'm going to hand the class over to Madam Oladoyin as she takes us through agribusiness strategy and leadership. So she wants to go through case studies and lessons. So Madam Doyi, you have the class within the next 60 minutes.
Good evening, ma'am, and good evening, everyone. Can I start, ma, please?
Yes, please go ahead. I've given the class to you.
Oh, okay, ma. Um, I welcome everyone to the class. Good evening, ma'am, and good evening, my colleagues. I'm Adepo Joladoyin. I'll be presenting the topic strategic and leadership practices in agribusiness. Invariably, it's agribusiness strategy and leadership that I'll be presenting in this AGR 901 class, Advanced Agribusiness Management. Give me some seconds, please. So sorry about my apologies for the short delay. Introduction. Agribusiness strategy and leadership are key to sustainable food system. They drive innovation, competitiveness, and resilience. And in Nigeria, firms are embracing digital innovation and value integration. Like my first bullet is talking about agribusiness strategy and leadership being a key to sustainable food system. And this aligns with SDG, Sustainable Development Goal 2, which is zero hunger, that there should be an end to hunger in order to achieve food security and improved nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture. So when we are thinking about agribusiness strategy and leadership, we should also know that it's a concept that aligns with the sustainable development goals, which is a key thing and our new normal now. And it's SDG 2, zero hunger, trying to end hunger and achieving food security and improve nutrition and promote sustainable agriculture through agribusiness. Okay, agribusiness strategy and leadership also helps to drive innovation, competitiveness, and resilience. Innovation in the sense that uh, an agribusiness owner can motivate his employees and farmers to experiment with better production, processing, and distribution methods that unlike the usual or unlike the norms whereby decide to they just decide to do it the way they want. But agribusiness strategy and leadership helps guide an agribusiness owner in fostering growth, sustainability, technological innovations like this in driving innovation like drones, the use of drones in precision agriculture. An ordinary farmer may not even think about that okay, let me innovate Let me continually innovate on my products so that I can be on a better competitive edge and I can be resilient anytime maybe there's a shock or anything. So in Nigeria, firms are already embracing digital innovation and value chain integration. And just like I said, part of the digital innovation is the use of digital technologies, advancement in technology such as drones, and also for this value chain integration, it speaks to being smarter with the connectivity of the value chain, right from the input supplier to the production, to the processing and marketing and integration, being smart about it, being trying to be cost effective about it. And that is what agribusiness strategy and leadership is all about. Agribusiness strategy and leadership are vital for success and sustainability. And it involves, and now I want to briefly pause to break my topic into seminar topic into three. Earlier on, I said the topic is agribusiness strategy and leadership. So now I have agribusiness, I have strategy, and I have leadership. What is agribusiness? Agribusiness involves all the activities from farm to fork. That is, from where input is being supplied to production, to processing, to marketing, distribution, and finally to the consumer. So this interwoven activities speaks to agribusiness. What does strategy mean? Strategy means setting long-term direction and competitiveness for an agricultural enterprise. What are the long-term goals that an agribusiness owner wants to achieve? Then he must be able to set those goals and work towards achieving it. And what is leadership? It's all about guiding people and resources towards shared goal. What are the shared goals? Is it profitability? Is it being the market leader? So a leader in leadership, it guides people, the people that are at his or her disposal, the resources that he has access to, and is able to manage the two in order to achieve the shared goal of the agribusiness enterprise. And just before I go ahead, I would like to say that if it is indeed an agribusiness, it must be taken with all seriousness. It must be a farm firm. I mean FARM, then firm. It must be taken with all sense of accountability. It must be taken with all sense of seriousness. Because when some people are into agribusiness, they believe they are just practicing agriculture and they are just adding value, and they don't see it like somebody in the business world will see their company that they floated and they see it like, this is my industry, this is my company. So in agribusiness must be seen as a firm. It must be seen as a business enterprise. That is why this concept of agribusiness strategy and leadership is coming into play. So for agribusiness strategy, it is a long-term plan for achieving growth, competitiveness, and sustainability. It is like a process in which an agribusiness owner has a plan, a sustainable plan for his business to grow, for its business to be able to compete in the business world. I mean, his agricultural business to compete in the business world, and for sustainability. And so this concept of sustainability is talking about being able to to continually make something good out of the business, being able to continually make profit out of the business without even jeopardizing the future generations of their ability to make their own business also to grow. and without harming the society or the environment. And that is what agribusiness strategy is all about. It's a long-term plan for achieving growth, that is expansion, development, diversification, competitiveness, being able to be ahead of other competitors, other rivals in the business sector, and sustainability, being able to continually make good out of that business. And it involves analyzing external factors such as market trends, competition, policies. An agribusiness owner who wants to strategize must analyze its market trends. How is this market that I want to go into, or this market sector that I'm already involved in? How am I able, what is the current situation? Are there shortfalls in sales? Is there price fluctuation? So one must analyze such external factors. Who are my competitors? Are my competitors making more efforts than I'm making? Are they adding something that I'm not adding that is making them to be ahead of me in the agribusiness world? Then another external factor, this external factor speaks to some things that what an agribusiness owner may not really have influence on, may not be able to control, but should be aware of them so that he can control the situation, even if he can manage the situation, rather, even if he cannot control what is happening, like government policies. There are some government policies that will come into play, and an agribusiness owner would quickly have to be proactive about managing the situation. Like that time of cashless economy, so many agribusiness owners suffered so much loss. Why? Because most of them, they are so accustomed to using cash. You say, and so when they have experiences that, oh, you can transfer to my bank account, an illiterate that cannot even check his balance history, his account history, and the likes. Some people will deceive them that they have paid the money, and at the end of the day, when they get to sit down and they check it, they will see that this person that I don't know came to buy something from me, and I'm not able to. I did not get the money from the person, and such policies can affect agribusiness owners, especially smallholders and the illiterates among the agribusiness owners. So one must be proactive about the external factors. Then we have internal factors, which are things like the resources, the skills, the capital. So in strategizing, the agribusiness owner must be cognizant of the resources he has, the manpower he has, the capital he has. Are they sufficient? Are they sustainable? Can he effectively allocate these resources such that there won't be wastage along the line? And agribusiness strategy helps in positioning the agribusiness to effectively in the market. So once one is able to strategize, even as a normal, as a person, maybe a woman or a man, one must strategize in order not to fail. How much more when we talk about agribusiness? An agribusiness
Mhm.
owner must be able to strategize such that he will position his agribusiness to be effective in the market. Concept of agribusiness strategy. Just like I said earlier on, there must be strategic planning for profitability and competitiveness. An agribusiness owner must be able to plan for profitability and competitiveness, because an agribusiness who is not planning may end up in loss. So, and the objective of most agribusiness owner since especially if they are not charity organizations, their objective is to maximize profit. So, as an agribusiness owner or in agribusiness, there should be agribusiness strategy in which there will be planning for profitability and competitiveness. At a point, the agribusiness owner may reach the break-even point. It may break even, a point where there is no loss, there's no gain. But much more beyond that, there should be a strategic planning for profitability, moving from the level of from break-even point to a level of profitability, since that is the main objective and goal of an agribusiness owner or of an agribusiness organization. And so strategic planning also involves competitiveness, because there are so many rivals, there are so many bandwagonism in the market sector. And in order to be at the edge, because this will also determine the profitability, the agribusiness owner or in agribusiness, there must be strategic planning for competitiveness, being able to stay in the market for so long without making loss or without dropping out from the rivalry in the market segment. And agribusiness strategy also focuses on opportunity identification, risk management, and resource allocation. I will talk briefly about that opportunity identification, and that will take me to SWOT analysis. That is the strengths, the threats, the strength, the weakness, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. So an agribusiness in strategizing for agribusiness, there must be SWOT analysis, checking for the strengths of the agribusiness, checking for the weaknesses, checking for opportunities, and checking for threats. Now, for a cassava processing agribusiness owner, I want to give an example of SWOT analysis that he can do. He can look at his strengths, like abundant local supply of cassava tubers. If he's in a local community where he's processing or is processing his cassava into gari, fufu, and some other products of cassava. You should see his strength as abundant local supply of cassava tubers in that rural community. Then another strength could be a strong local demand for gari, fufu, and starch. And another one could be skilled labor and community support. So looking at that, the agribusiness is trying to strategize and is trying to look at its strength. Where am I strong? Where am I capable in this agribusiness, in this my cassava processing agribusiness? Then its weaknesses would be low processing capability due to obsolete machineries. It may have low processing capability. It may really, really, really wish to process and process in large scale, but you may not even have the capacity to do that because you may not have the modern machineries that he needs to fulfill that. So that is a weakness while trying to strategize and while trying to do a SWOT analysis. Inadequate power supply affecting production time or production hours would also be a form of weakness, because an agribusiness owner would need power supply, especially those that are into businesses that require maybe the use of electricity to process, the use of electricity to maybe grinder. It could be an automated grinder. And if an agribusiness owner does not have that, it's a weakness. Even if he is able to like have access to alternatives, it may be at a higher cost, and it may reduce the profit of such an agribusiness owner. So it's a form of weakness. Limited marketing and branding strategy also can be a form of limitation or weakness for while strategizing. So being able to know the strength, the weakness, the opportunities could be expanding into high value products. Like there are opportunities to expand into cassava flour, cassava chips, all different varying products of cassava. There could be expansion. It could be somebody that is just using gari in the first instance, but his opportunities can still lie in producing many other high valued products. While strategizing, an agribusiness owner can see it like, okay, I'm producing gari, we are using cassava tubers to do that. Then we can also produce cassava flour. We can produce cassava chips. We can produce um, different kinds of cassava products, and that would be having access to more sources of income for such an agribusiness owner. So an agribusiness owner can have opportunities in that. Another opportunity is to have access to government and donor funding for agro processing. An agribusiness owner can also have donor funding for his agro processing. He can have government support. That is an opportunity. And also another opportunity is to export to neighboring countries. So as an agribusiness owner or as an organization diving into agribusiness strategy, they will have to look at their strengths, as mentioned earlier, their weaknesses, the opportunities that have bound in the agro processing, and the threats. Threats could be competition from flour, imported flour, poor rural infrastructure, climate change, and climate change is our new normal now. We just we, we, we can barely have control over this climate change. It's our new normal. So an agribusiness owner, while strategizing, should also know that climate change is also part of the threat or the enemies that he or she is having, so as to know how to salvage the ones that are threats and weaknesses, and to strengthen the ones that are strengths and opportunities. Also, while strategizing, an agribusiness owner should be aware of risk management such as insurance, such as diversification, because in agriculture, there is a very high level of risk in agricultural sector. And that is why we'll see most banks, when they hear of, I'm into agribusiness, please, can I get a loan of this so amount? They give it a second thought. Unlike maybe when like somebody like okay, Dangote Sugar is also an agribusiness. I want to look at an a business that is not an agribusiness. And okay, let's say a company that is producing slippers. If a bank or a financial institution hears that, okay, a company that is producing slippers or that is producing children's lunch bag wants to access loan, and a farmer or an agribusiness owner wants to access loan, they will first have a second thought when it comes to an agribusiness owner, because agribusiness is risk bound. We have varying risk such as diseases, pests, infestation, such as climate change, and the likes of it. even this herders farmers clash is also a risk. And if care is not well taken, there could be complete loss. And as a result of that, an agribusiness in strategizing for agribusiness, one must be able to identify the risk and proactively manage the risk, such as maybe insurance, trying to look for insurance, trying to manage pests and diseases, trying to get climate reports to be able to mitigate, to be able to adapt to climate change. And also, while strategizing also involves resource allocation. How am I able to allocate my resource effectively, resources that I have effectively? For example, a farmer who has like 10 hectares of land and he is just able to plant on 1 hectare of land. To me, he has not maximally allocated his resource because he may have to be spending some cost of production that would be the same as much as when he's cultivating the complete 10 hectares of land. And so, as an agribusiness owner who is trying to strategize, he must be able to allocate resources effectively so that there will be more gains or more profit. Because if he's spending on input, he's spending on labor and all the other things that he has to put into the production, and he's only cultivating a very small portion of the land. He's not maximally using the land. Unlike when he's allocating, though he may have to need more input, more cost of production, but at the end of the day, there will be like economies of scale. You will be able to buy some things in bulk, like input in bulk, seeds. If it's into poultry, you will be able to buy feed in bulk, allocate his resources effectively and maximally, thereby driving more profitability. So, agribusiness strategy also aligns with production, processing, and distribution. Key components of a successful agribusiness strategy. Developing a successful agribusiness strategy requires mastery over a range of interrelated domains. And the following are the core elements that constitute the pillar of sustainable agricultural practices. Just like I said earlier on, in agribusiness, in anything that we are investing in, is what should be on the forefront of our mind should be sustainability. It should be sustainable agricultural practices. So that while we are trying to make our own ends meet, we don't jeopardize the future generations. And the future generations are not far-fetched. They are our children, our grandchildren, our great grandchildren, and beyond. So while we are trying to do agribusiness, we should also bear in mind that while strategizing, we must practice sustainable we must get involved in sustainable agricultural practices, considering the community wherein we are doing the agribusiness, considering the future generation, and also considering our own profitability at the present time that we are doing the agribusiness, and robust business growth in the agricultural sector. And so the concept of successful agribusiness strategy has to do with market analysis and demand forecasting. Market analysis in the sense that we look at the market size. What is my market size? What is my market segregation? Market size in the sense that I can go as an agribusiness owner or as an agribusiness entrepreneur. I can go to Bodija market, Oje market, and get a sample or get questionnaire or interview people to get data on the number of people that would like to buy catfish or that buys catfish month in, month out if I'm into catfish production. And so I'm able to know my market size. I'm able to know that, okay, 60% of the consumers that comes to Bodija market likes to um, to eat catfish. And with that, I'm fortified with a privileged information, and it can help me to strategize in the agribusiness planning. Another one is demand forecasting. I can be able to predict the the what my consumer wants and be able to plan production effectively towards what I predict they may want, so that there won't be a lag or a shortfall in production. Agribusiness, another concept of agribusiness strategy is diversification and value addition. Just like I said, there could be diversification into one product or the other. Even for um, a farmer who is producing crop production, he may diversify into different kinds of crops so that if one fails, another one can uplift such a farmer. If I'm into cassava production, I'm into maize production, I'm into beans production, tomato processing, etc. And if that cassava production fails, maybe due to pests and diseases infestation, pest infestation, I'm able to fall back to my tomato processing, because most likely it's not the same pest that affects cassava production that will also affect tomato production. And as such, that diversification, I'm able to, in a short term, I'm not putting my eggs in one basket. I'm able to, like, so that if all the eggs want to break, if I have some in other baskets, then the ones that are broken and are running into loss, I can also always fall back to the ones in the other basket. And that is diversification. I can go into varying products of that particular sector, or of that particular enterprise that I'm into. I can go into various products like cassava. I can get many products from it. Like maize, I can get many products from it. So one can diversify into such kinds of products, and there should be value addition. Most of these farmers, they say they experience post-harvest losses, and once they produce and they harvest, they, let's say tomatoes, for example, if they are not able to get tomatoes to the market on time and sell the tomatoes due to high perishability of tomatoes, the farmer may end up having post-harvest losses. But if the farmer plans to diversify, if it is part of the strategy of the farmer to diversify, excuse me, if the farmer plans to add value to his product, he may process the tomatoes that could have gone to waste into tin tomatoes. He may process it into some other ketchup and things like that. But unfortunately, in our nation, farmers, maybe they don't have capacity to do that, or they don't think along that line. That is why value chain comes into play. They have to, in strategizing for agribusiness, like I said earlier, that agribusiness should be taken with all seriousness, looking at it as a business, as a firm, as an industry. And for one to be able to thrive very well, one must think of value addition. One must think of how to salvage what happens after production. Some are not able to store the products, some don't have the capacity, and some don't have the storage devices to do that. And the next point of action should be what value can I add to this? They can, even if they don't have the capacity, they may strategize to partner with some companies that are into the downstream of that particular enterprise. I mean, the processing firm. They may partner with them and say, please, after harvest, I'll bring in my tomatoes and you can help me process it into tin tomatoes, ketchup, and other products of tomatoes. Then we have supply chain optimization. We have to, the farmer must consider his supply chain and he must be able to optimize it very well. Things that has to do with distribution, marketing, transportation, and the likes. He must be able to get all those things to the farmers at the time they need it, at the form they need it, and in how they wish to get it or where they wish to get it. So the supply chain must be maximally optimized. Then we have risk management in management. I spoke briefly about that the other time. There should be risk management strategy for risk management, such as insurance, such as trying to trying to manage risk, like a farmer who is badly affected by climate change should look for ways of getting climate information, weather reports that will help him manage the risk should in case maybe there will be droughts in that particular year. That forecasting will help him. He may then try to manage such type of risk by going into smart irrigation in such kind of farming. So while trying to do a successful agribusiness strategy, there should one should have it in mind that there should be risk management, there should be sustainability and innovation. The farmers should keep adding value and keep making the products to be relevant in the market. And also, there should be strategic partnership and collaborations. A farmer should be able to partner and collaborate. Even in the academic world, sorry to cite this example, I'm still going to come back to agribusiness. I realize that most people, they don't partner and they don't collaborate. And because of that, we have very watery research, policy recommendations, and the likes. And it's just because people don't collaborate. Researchers, academia, they don't collaborate with. I recently attended a conference, and this man was presenting, and he said he he collaborates. He's into musicology, and he collaborates with the medical doctors. So how can music help heal some diseases or some sicknesses, such as maybe mental disorder, insomnia? And that collaboration was so robust and the man was able to get grants. Now, coming back to agribusiness, in strategic planning, a farmer or an agribusiness owner must be able to plan for partnership and collaborations. Just like they say that a single tree cannot make a forest. So a single farmer with all his experiences over the years may not succeed as much as he would have thought he would, or as much as he can, if he does not partner and collaborate with other sectors or other downstream of the enterprise. Branding and brand development and marketing is also another key component of a successful agribusiness strategy. uh, an agribusiness owner must be able to strategize how he's going to make his own brand to be distinct. Is it in terms of logo? Is it in terms of quality? Is it in terms of advertisement and marketing? He must or she must be able to strategize how to develop his brand so that it will be so distinct from um, other rival sectors or other rival or other competitors, so that it could be in form of the way it will package his uh, his product or the way he will market his product. I remember there was a time an agribusiness organization, which is Indomie Dufil Foods, Indomie Foods. Their own method of branding their product is that they go to schools, primary schools, nursery schools, and they sing jingles for the children. They've employed young uh, people who will go to each school and talk to these children. They will meet with the head of the school, and through with permission, they will go to each of the classes and they sing for the children the song that the children love to hear. Indomie, Indomie, my Indomie noodles. No, the children will sing the song. Not only singing the song, they give the children free gifts, like two packs of Indomie to go home with. And sometimes they even cook it for the children. And so when the children get home and say, mommy, they gave us this in school, this organization came and they cook the Indomie. And the children says, this Indomie is sweet. And the mother is even eating from it and is saying, I think this is nice. And this would even reduce the time I take in cooking food. Maybe it could be I could be using it as a breakfast for my kid. And through that free gift that Dufil Foods, the makers of Indomie noodles, through that free gift, they have been able to penetrate into households. And so when people go to the market, even if it is Honeywell, they will say, we want to buy Indomie noodles. It's because Indomie has penetrated into and they have really been able to develop their brand through marketing, through advertising, and through some other means. So brand development and marketing should be part of the things to be considered while strategizing for agribusiness. Policy advocacy and compliance too is very important. There should be strategy on how an agribusiness owner will comply with policy and will comply with the rules and regulation that governs the sector. For example, an agribusiness owner, if he or she is taking it so serious, should know that he should register his business with CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission. And that is a form of compliance. If it's into packaging, if it's into packaging food products, it should get certificate or license from NAFDAC. So all these are very important and they are the things to consider while strategizing for agribusiness. So we have levels of agribusiness strategy. We have corporate strategy. This focuses on business expansion and diversification, just like I said. At that level, an agribusiness owner should think of how he's going to expand and diversify the product. That is why Dangote today, we have him, is into cement, is into cement production, is into sugar production. And sometimes I think, what relationship does sugar production have with cement and some other things that is also into oil and gas? And how does he relate? And that is why the man has been blooming or has been making it big. It's because he has diversified. While strategizing, he has thought of course, he is also into agribusiness because sugar production is an agribusiness. So he focused on business expansion and diversification. Then we have business strategy, which deals with market competition and product positioning. The product must be well positioned so that it will remain relevant and it will be a leader in that particular sector. Then we have functional strategy, which talks about support operations such as marketing, HR, finance. So this functional strategy has to do with recruitment, training, and retraining. It has to do with finance. How is this agribusiness going to be financed? Am I going to access loan? Am I going to seek the support of Bank of Industry? So that is functional strategy. Meaning of agribusiness leadership. We have spoken expansively on strategy, and not forgetting that the seminar I'm presenting is on agribusiness strategy and leadership. Now we move to leadership. Leadership is the ability to influence, coordinate, and direct people and resources. So as a leader, an agribusiness owner who wants to be a leader must be able to influence, coordinate, and direct people and resources. Just like they often say that human beings are the most difficult to control or to manage. So, as an agribusiness leader, he must be able to have the ability to influence, coordinate, and direct people under his confines and the resources available to him. A leader must promote innovation, teamwork, and growth in agricultural enterprises. So when there are new innovations, a leader should plan towards trying it out. A leader should enhance teamwork. I have a kid who always often tell me, he will say, okay, let me just say my son. He will say, Mommy, teamwork makes the dream work. So I thought of it one day and I saw that it's a true fact that when we work in teams, there is synergy. What 1 plus 1 can be 2 for somebody that is doing a single work that is not collaborating or not doing teamwork. 1 plus 1 may be equal to 2 for him or her as an agribusiness leader. But for a teamwork, 1 plus 1 may be equal to 20 because there are more people coming, bringing more ideas, doing the work together, the labor, the body not being. So an agribusiness owner must promote teamwork. There must be team spirit, leadership, and growth in agricultural enterprises. Sorry, please. Am I still audible to everyone? Trying to check.
Yes, 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 yes.
Thank you,
Please
ma.
continue.
Yes, ma'am. So, an agribusiness leader must also promote growth in agricultural enterprises. He must combine knowledge of production, market, and human management, and encourage adaptation to policy and environmental changes. Some agribusiness owners may think of evading tax. Now that we have new tax laws that will take effect from January 2025, an agribusiness owner should be able to adapt to reforms, policy reforms, and environmental changes. Okay, the concept of leadership. Leadership is all about inspiring and mobilizing people for collective goals. I can say that a husband in a household is a leader because he's able to mobilize members of his household. And if they have goals and objectives in that household, they are able to achieve such goals. So as a leader, there must be a leader must inspire and mobilize people for collective goals achievement. And they must link business goals to sustainability. This sustainability cannot be overemphasized. It has to be taken note of. Qualities of a good agribusiness leader or good agribusiness leaders. They must be visionary and goal-oriented. A good agribusiness leader should be visionary and goal-oriented. Me, that I'm producing maybe, um, let's say I'm producing maize. Maize requires rainfall, and majorly in our country, we are into rain-fed agriculture. So, as a visionary leader, I must have clear objectives of what I want that agribusiness to achieve in the market sector. And I must work towards achieving such a vision. And so a vision would be that I want to empower rural farmers in Africa by connecting them with investors and markets for improved productivity and income. As an agribusiness owner, that could be my vision. And for a leader to be visionary, that vision statement that he has, he must work proactively towards achieving such. So the vision again, to empower rural farmers in Africa by connecting them with investors and markets for improved productivity and income. So I have this kind of vision and I'm a visionary leader. I won't just sit back and want to see it happen. I would have to contact investors and let them know how good it will be for them if they can connect with farmers in Africa. And, I will have to continuously work towards achieving this vision and this goal that I have for such agribusiness. An agribusiness owner or an agribusiness leader must be innovative and adaptable. It must keep on innovating. It must, sometimes when we see some agribusiness products, we'll be like, they are still bagging gari and granite. That's innovative, actually. So that at least some people that are shy to drink it in maybe in Congos or something, when they package everything together, sugar, and it's a form of innovation in agribusiness. So as a leader in agribusiness, one must continually innovate and be flexible, honest and ethical. A good agribusiness leader must be honest and ethical. Sometimes I was discussing with a friend and he told me, said, Mrs. Adepoju, do you know that some people are not honest, but they are looking for honest people to help them handle their business? They themselves are not honest, but that integrity, they are looking out for it in another person who can help them manage their business without jeopardizing or without taking them to loss. So honesty and being ethical is very, very important. An agribusiness leader should know that the waste of his cassava farm cassava processing should not just be disposed into a nearby water. It should be properly disposed such that it should not be a problem to the neighboring community. Then, the communities rather, an agribusiness owner must be a skilled communicator and a negotiator. He must be able to communicate very well because without effective communication, things can go wrong. So he must be able to communicate what he has, even apart from communicating with the staff and the people around his company or enterprise. He should also be able to communicate with the outside world, the business world, what he is into and what his product stands for and what consumers stand to gain while buying his product. A business leader should be decisive and resilient. He may fail at a point in time, but he should not be discouraged. He should still forge ahead. The business leader should be knowledgeable about agricultural systems and markets. That is very key because if a business leader is not knowledgeable, is already trading in what he is doing, especially agricultural system and market, is already tending towards loss or tending towards failure. So he must or she must, an agribusiness leader must be knowledgeable about agricultural system and market. And we have different types of leadership styles in agribusiness. We have transformational, that is, it's inspiring change and innovation. While doing it, trying to charge people that we can do this, we can make it, we can do this successfully, we can add value, more value to this. That is transformational. Another one is participative. And that, just like the word says, it means to engage people, to involve people. So it involves employees in decision making. Another one is situational, adjusting leadership type to the circumstances. Maybe at present, it may be using democratic. If he sees that that democratic is not working according to the situation, maybe things are going so wrong because he has given people opportunity to do one thing or the other in the agribusiness investment, it may change the um, leadership style. And we have transactional leadership style. This focuses on rewards and performance outcomes. Once you perform very well, you get more reward, incentives. Okay. Importance of agribusiness leadership and strategy. Why is this concept very important? Why are we even bothering ourselves looking into this concept? One, it enhances organizational performance. What maybe could have been an ordinary agribusiness that is just making daily money from it can transform into multinational organizations, can transform into billions of naira. So it enhances organizational performance, the performance of the staff, the performance of the market segment, and the likes. It guides resource use and decision making. One can make informed decision. It guides the use of resources, effective use of resources, and it encourages innovation and flexibility. So agribusiness leadership and strategy helps in innovating more. And a cassava farmer who will just think of, let me just sell my cassava and get my money. Involving in agribusiness leadership and strategy can help him or make him think about innovations and may make him think about flexibility. He may think, why am I into only cassava production? Why don't I go into also other products that can bring more money? Why don't I add this to what I'm doing to make it more attractive to my customer base? Then it promotes risk management and sustainability because while strategizing and while being a leader, it calls for intentionality. There are some things in the agribusiness world that calls for being intentional. So an agribusiness owner would have to take intentional and proactive steps to promote risk management and sustainability. It builds stakeholders' confidence. If that agribusiness has other stakeholders, maybe other partners, investors, knowing that such type of agribusiness delves into agribusiness leadership and strategy will give them confidence that yes, this business will likely thrive. We may not likely run into loss. Then it supports agribusiness expansion and value addition, just like I did explain the other time. So what are the challenges of agribusiness leadership and strategy? Limited access to finance and modern technology. It's also it's a challenge actually, because if a farmer is not able to access finance, access loan, access money for expansion, it may be on that same spot. It may just be like a normal agribusiness owner who is not strategizing or who is not looking into leadership. But this is a major problem: limited access to finance and modern technology. An agribusiness owner may want to get modern machineries. You may even want to get mobile apps. You may want to get some other things that could help him, but or modern equipment that could help him in his agribusiness production. But if he's not able to access such modern equipment, then is limited. So it's a challenge. Poor infrastructure is also part of the limitation for agribusiness leadership, for successful agribusiness leadership and strategy. If an agribusiness in agribusiness planning, we know that the infrastructure is poor, very poor, maybe road network, water system, electricity,